It's finally about that time. After months of rumors, leaks, controversy, today is the day. Meet the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 and Galaxy Note 10 Plus, the company's response to their most loyal and demanding users, and in a way, what they claim to be the lineup of phones that's ahead of its time. Whether that's true or not is yet to be seen during our review, but I just spent a couple of hours with them, and it turns out that I feel that the rumors fell short about what was important about these phones. I'm Jaime Rivera with Pocketnow, reporting from New York City. Let's talk about our hands-on experience. So yes, I recently had the opportunity in New York City to play with them briefly before the event, and interesting, the company mentioned that they have focused these devices on 4 key pillars. They are intended to be products that are powerful, that provide multifaceted productivity, that can inspire creativity, and that offer unparalleled performance. And that's one of the major reasons why I feel that the rumors fell short. Notice that none of the things mentioned by Samsung in the presentation had to do with design, and it's actually one of the things that I like the most. Like its predecessors, we have an aluminum build, but this time it's sharper at the corners and rounder at the top and bottom. The Note 10 in particular feels incredibly light in the hand and reminds me more of the mid-size Galaxy S10, while the Note 10 Plus is naturally more substantial and follows the footprint of the Note 9. Colors are Aura Glow, Aura White, Aura Black, and Aura Blue, which is an exclusive to the Note 10 Plus on Best Buy and Samsung.com. Yes, we did see a unicorn red color for the small Note 10, but we hear that that's going to be a global unit for other markets. Both devices have an Infinity O display where the selfie camera lies at the top and centered. Your choice and size will determine if it's a 6.3-inch panel at 1080p Plus or 6.8 inches at Quad HD Plus. Both are dynamic AMOLED technology, both are HDR10 Plus certified, and each nearly kills the bezels on the borders. There's an on-display fingerprint sensor along with facial recognition. Both have stereo speakers to assist with content consumption, and yes, none of them have a headphone jack, sadly. And for those of you that were following the rumors of the dongle, Samsung claims that you'll be getting a pair of AKG headphones to USB-C in the box. Now, there are a ton of arguments over why Samsung is killing the headphone jack, and a ton of it has to do with the specs. The processor depends on your region, but then the specs are quite insane, starting at 8 or 12 gigs of RAM depending on the size. Micro SD only comes to the Note 10 Plus, but still, we're talking about 256 gigs of starting storage and that UFS 3.0. The batteries are also taking full advantage of the space available. There's reverse wireless charging, a 25-watt charger in the box with an optional 45-watt charger if you want to go faster, and Samsung claims that the NPU chip will enhance battery life depending on your use. There's also Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5, they're IP68, and there's also a 5G variant of the Note 10 Plus that will be exclusive to Verizon when it launches. Now, there are some other odd differences when it comes to design, starting with the fact that, well, the power button was moved. It now lies at the left, and yes, that means that the Bixby button is kinda dead. You can switch the display on and off by double tapping on it, and all 3 of you that want Bixby, press and hold the power button and you'll get it. And then as for software, we have One UI on top of Android 9 Pie, though I won't go into much detail about what we have here because not much has changed. Really, the only thing that I notice is that we have the same animations that we had on the S10, but that they're significantly faster on the Note 10. I'd say we've narrowed down performance, so let's get into the fun stuff. Let's start with productivity. Samsung claims that the S Pen was redesigned, though you can't really tell much of a difference when you see it. What did change is that the S Pen menu is now vertical. I find it to be better. One of my favorite changes is that Samsung Notes now supports indexing and handwriting detection, meaning you can use screen-off notes and then you can search for them in the future. A new gimmick now is air gestures, and I'll call it a gimmick mainly because of the experience of using it. You can now, instead of just taking a photo with your camera, for example, you can also navigate through the menus of the camera, up, down, left, right, and also take the shot. Sadly, it didn't really work well in the demo. Obviously, this is pre-production hardware and software. We'll test it during our review, but so far, I can't see myself using it. We'll see. Now, what finally moved away from being a gimmick to being actually useful is Samsung DeX, and pretty much every way that you can interact with your computer using the Galaxy Note. First of all, your USB-C cable now brings DeX to your PC or Mac. This is really awesome because you can drag and drop content and even use your phone while DeX is active on your computer. Even better, Windows will support a seamless connection between your phone, meaning you can get messaging, notifications, screen mirroring, and you don't need to install anything. You just sign into your Microsoft account on the Note 10. As for getting creative, let's talk about the cameras. The specs pretty much mimic the Galaxy S10 and the Galaxy S10 5G if you do the math, but what really changes is what they can do. There's live focus video, the microphones now trigger anything in front of the frame, and there's super steady video. It is still limited to 1080p, but now you have an extra camera angle to switch to. There's also a native video editor within the Gallery app, and which obviously takes advantage of the S Pen for more precision. Samsung also showed us their AR Doodle as we all made fun of our esteemed colleague Michael Fisher. It maps whatever you draw in a 3D space, which seems cool, but which we'll obviously have to test in the real world. Last but not least, I think that the feature that made most of us drool is when we talk about why this phone is powerful. Sure, there's a new vapor chamber cooling system that Samsung claims is the smallest in the world, that's fine. And there's also an AI-based game booster, which is also cool. What left most of us shocked is the fact that you can now stream any PC game to your Galaxy Note 10. And I'm not just talking about Wi-Fi. You could step out of your house. If your computer's asleep, you can wake it up through your Galaxy Note 10, get a list of your games, and stream them and play them on your screen. This is crazy. There was no demo for this, but it's one of the things that I cannot wait to test. I feel that it's insane, but obviously we'll have to prove if it works or not. So yes, this is the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 and Galaxy Note 10 Plus. Pre-orders begin on August 8 at midnight Eastern, and you can pick it up on August 23rd. Pricing starts at $949 and $1,049 depending on the variant, and you'll get $100 credit on Samsung.com if you pre-order. The 5G variant on Verizon will start at $1,300, and we're sure that the company will have its own separate deals for this model. So what do you think? Do you like the Galaxy Note 10 and Note 10 Plus, and if so, which one? Let us know in the comments down below. To be honest, in my case, sure, from a hardware perspective, it pretty much looks like a Galaxy S10 with an S Pen, but once you dig into everything that you can do with it, it turns out to be a far more powerful product. Let us know what comparisons you'd like to see in the comments down below, and while you're at it, make sure you follow us on social media as our extended coverage happens on Instagram. And also subscribe to our channels for more videos like this one. Also, follow my personal handles to see me test this phone in the real world. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you once our coverage begins.